Oh, we are live. Don't that theme music make you feel good? Make you feel like a pro wrestler when you're walking down the ring. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like Stone Cold. I just want to
Uh,
say thank you to everybody popping in. This is the Black Dimension. Uh, Kevin's not with us today. He couldn't make it. He ate some bad seafood or something. I don't even know. But with me, I got Roger, and we're going to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife. What's going on, Rod?
what's going on, Donnie? How you doing, brother? uh, and you know
Man, I'm
what?
living my best life.
And I feel like a real American. Okay, fight for the rights of every man.
Ah, so
uh,
listen, we got up on deck the new Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Uh, we can go ahead and get into it, but off tops, we got to establish whether this was one of the three Bs. So break down the system, so we can give it to the people raw, uncut, and unfiltered.
okay, folks, we have a rating system where we're gonna rate a movie a buy, which is we're telling you it's cool. Go on ahead out to the theater. You're gonna have a good time with this particular movie. Go ahead and get it. You know. And then we have a bootleg movie. A bootleg movie is a movie that you really don't need to rush out to the theater for. It's cool, but you can wait for this one. You can wait for this one. Just wait for it to get on the streaming services, or or just buy you a copy on DVD or whatever, or what Blu-ray. But you ain't got to rush out for this one. It's still cool though. It's still cool. And then we have the dreaded Bomb. Now, Bomb is a movie that your life is just better off without this movie being a part of it. And now, of course, we try to avoid the bombs, but every once in a while we might catch one, and we'll tell you if it's trash. It is what it is. But that's how we rate these movies. And today we're going to do a rating on the Ghostbusters. Would you like to give the rating, Donnie? Drum roll,
It's a
please.
I wish I had the little horns. It's a buy. Of course, you got to go and go get this ticket, buy this movie when it shows up on your local streaming platform. Make sure you buy whatever the streaming platform because we got to support this movie. We want another one. Let's have this be a franchise. I'm talking about this movie was good, great, and above expectation, especially in comparison to the last one. What did you feel?
Man, this movie was definitely a buy. I actually was very pleasantly surprised. The movie was far better than what I thought it was actually going to be. Truth be told, it definitely exceeded my expectations. Um, last movie was, it was still to me. The last movie was a good, solid movie. It was cool, but I really did enjoy this one. This one definitely went to another level, and it was definitely surprising. A lot of different things that surprised me about the movie. And y'all, we are going into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to hear the spoilers, it's time for you to cut out right now. Okay. Um, the fact that this was a movie about Eon Spangler's grandkids, I definitely like that part of the movie. And the I actually kind of like the fact that they brought him back as a ghost, because I was wondering how they gonna do that if he was dead, but now he's a ghost and they're Ghostbusters. How is that gonna kind of work out? So I was actually kind of surprised at the end because I kind of let it go mentally. I thought maybe he was gonna hunt something, or he was gonna show up doing something quirky, but he never did. So I just kind of let it go mentally, and then to see him show up at the end, fighting the same fight he was fighting in his life, that was kind of surprising, but I thought it was kind of cool. What did you think?
Well, yeah, it was cool. You know, the actor who played Spangler is deceased. He's no longer with us.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so he's a
I was
ghost in real life and in the movie.
wow. So he just made it on, and he just made the cut to get this one done, huh? Mm.
Well, we didn't see him, so I think what they did was they just they did the little CGI ghost with his image, and they pushed it through. But all in all, it was the nostalgia for me. It was I remember sitting on my aunt's couch or at my grandma's house and then putting on a movie and we all voted to watch Ghostbusters over and over again. It was Ghostbusters 1 or 2, right? And this had every element of those movies. It had the proton guns where they were shooting it off. They had the beams just right. It had the ghost traps. It had the nostalgia for me. And it took me back to a happier place, a childhood filled with Ghostbusters and Bobby Brown.
That's just the first time I heard Bobby Brown connected to Ghostbusters. But I totally get
Oh,
where you're coming from. I totally get where you're coming from. Because this,
you know,
It
You don't
definitely
remember
had a
when Bobby
nostalgia.
Brown was in Ghostbusters? He was the valet. He opened the door for him. Here, let me get your door for you.
Oh, you know what? He sure was. I totally
Listen,
forgot about that.
I, they
Uh,
should have went to Bobby Brown Mansion and shot up Whitney. I'm just saying, she probably haunting the brother.
now, if they threw Whitney in there, that would have been hilarious. But it definitely was nostalgic, and I totally agree with you. I like the fact how the movie started off with the kids finding a ghost trap, but not really quite knowing what it was. A ghost still locked in a trap, which makes sense because you're a Ghostbuster. They haven't properly removed the ghost yet. Of course, the ghost is gonna still be in the trap. So it definitely reminded me of a happier time, as you said. It made me think that, and as I was watching this, I thought about the cartoon, and I was like, you know what, they
Oh
actually
no.
did an extremely great job of making a film that. See, I don't remember, it was the cartoon first, or was the live action first. It's hard for me to even remember at
So
this point.
it was the live action, then they did the cartoon, and then they did a second cartoon after the fact. It was like the next generation or whatever.
Yeah, but it was done beautifully. The special effects were good. The if you believed in ghosts, this was kind of a believable situation.
Hmm.
I like the fact that Eon was in the home, locked away from society, but it would make sense that if he's doing something to, the whole goes back from getting into our realm and just going crazy. It would make sense that you would probably want to be in a particular place where you're not really around other people. So, the fact that he was the old man on the farm and everybody was talking about that old house on the farm, it made all the sense in the world at the end of the
What
day.
they call it, the murder farm.
It was definitely a place where no one was looking to visit anytime soon. That's for sure.
I mean, the greatness of it is that they were able to recycle. Well, I wouldn't say recycle, but they kept the storyline going. The first Ghostbuster was based on Gozer. The second Ghostbuster was based on Gozer. The third, this latest or maybe even the final installment was based on Gozer, and they connected them all the way through and through. You had this story finally meet its ending. Hopefully, I don't want anything to take over the world, but it felt all the way through. And then one of the highlights for me was seeing Bill Murray's old wrinkled ass pop up and shoot some ghosts.
Now, honestly, that I definitely did not see coming. That was the last thing I expected. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. I forget the other gentleman's name, but to see them pop up, yeah, I definitely was not expecting that at all. So I thought that was a great touch. But truth be told, I thought this film was good enough that it could spark one more. I think this
Right.
they could end it here definitely, and because you want to go out on top sometime. But it definitely was a good enough movie to say, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing another one of these. Because that's definitely how I walked away from the theater. I would love to see another installment of this.
So one of the things that really got my attention that made this movie great for me was the fact that they pushed from, because Ghostbusters was what, the early '80s, right? Ghostbusters was originally in the early '80s. They were fighting ghosts. They were in New York, and they pushed it to the new era. So we're in 20. I think this was supposed to come out pre-COVID. So we'll just say what, 2019. This is 2019 with kids and cell phones, the digital era. Kids have no idea what the hell is going on. And now you have this spark coming back from the past of ghosts and everything else. I do see an exciting future for this. Maybe those kids get a little bit older and they latch on to the legacy that is the Ghostbusters, and they start fighting ghosts. They get their own art. I would like to see it. I think there's a lot to be gained from this franchise just in general. And again, I can't get over the just the nostalgia factor of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men. Those little tiny dudes running through, they was roasting each other. They they was tearing up the bus. I mean, it was just so cool. There's so much more that we can grow from this. I want more.
Absolutely, and the fact that I mean, you're making a great point about the young cast that they established in this particular situation, because you got young people that can just really take over the reins. They can study old equipment, and then they can just almost like restarting the franchise and with a new generation and just keep it moving forward. Especially since they're using like real time situation as far as when the first movie happened versus the time of when this movie happened. So folks will be able to follow along good and easy, and definitely could spark interest from some of the younger fans that some watch some of the older movies. But I think they should keep it going. Honestly, if you're gonna
Oh
use a
yeah.
new cast, keep it going. I mean, of course you can't have those older gentlemen pop up forever, but once you get it settled and make the focus on uh, e- e- um, Spangler's grandkids, then you're in good shape at the end of the day. And
Now,
and you also have the substrate with them making friends, and because they are in the new town, it's a lot of things you can do with that situation. It's a great setup to bring a whole new world into this.
so I got a message from Kev live from the toilet. He was just letting us know that actually Vigo Carpathian was the villain in the second movie. So that's my bad. That's a correction we got to make on air. Um, but I do notice that the comments section is full. They are going off. We want to thank you for showing up and tuning in for us. We appreciate you. Also, let us know your thoughts on the movie because we can double back to this. We can go to other things. Let us know what you want us to watch, and we can cover that. Just so you know. But go ahead.
Well, someone just put in the chat that Kev is awesome. I just want to say that on air. I vehemently disagree with that comment, but yeah, I see a whole new world opened up, and I actually would like to explore this particular world, especially with the fact that you have such a young cast, and they can grow with the movie and the characters. I mean, they can even have kids eventually one day, and you can still keep it going. But the fact that the movie was well put together, a very well written story, a very well presented movie. Uh, there's no reason not to go to a theater and watch this. You're going to have a good time. I really can't see someone not having a good time watching this film, and it is family friendly too, so you can even take the kids, and everybody can have a great time together. But that's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much what I got for it.
I could definitely see these characters growing, especially the little boy who was always trying to videotape and record things. They could be a little sensation. They have a whole future ahead of them. Much like they did Ghostbusters the cartoon, like you brought up. There was the next generation of Ghostbusters cartoon. I can't think what it was called, but it was like little weird emo kids and whatnot. Definitely, they could pull this off. But in terms of a movie, again, we said bye. Uh, I can't stress how important it is to go out and watch this movie because we want another one. We want to show the studios this is something we want more of, instead of the boring last version of the Ghostbusters we had. Let's get this one going, right? Anything more for you, Raj?
No, that's pretty much it for me. I loved it. I definitely enjoyed myself, and I think everyone needs to get out there and support this film. And yes, it definitely was a step up from the last one. But whoever's now that you got some great writers doing their thing, we can keep this one going. We can definitely keep this one going.
I agree. As far as Kev, again, he's fine. Saying he's on the toilet, just a little couple jokes, but Black Dimension, we are out. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, put in the comments anything you want us to watch, check out. We will bear that cross for you.
Yep,
Until
even
next time.
even if it's a bomb. So you have been pulled into the black dimension. Good luck finding your way out.